How to build and maintain trust. From day one of a new connection, you are in the process of building trust. They may fully trust you with a clean slate, as it should be, or they may have some residual trust issues that will prevent that. You may have the same. You really can't determine or control where a person is in their openness, but you can control how you react and what you say. Building and maintaining trust requires three things: honesty, consistency, and clarity. Number one, honesty. Honesty is number one. If someone is repeatedly dishonest, you eventually won't trust a single thing that they say. If you're honest in big things, little things, easy things, hard things, people will learn to value your word, even if it isn't always what they wanted to hear. Number two is consistency. That means that you can take someone at their word. Maybe not every single time, but most of the time. Inconsistency may not be a case of outright lying, but of indecision or being easily persuaded. This can look like the same thing as lying from the outside. It is very difficult to determine when you cannot trust someone like this, because when you speak with them, they seem so genuine in that moment. And they are in that moment. But then they are just as genuine when someone else says something and they change to that opinion just as fast. People pleasers can often do this because they're fearful of disagreeing with anyone or any type of conflict. They will inadvertently then triangulate people, and then they will think they are the victim in the scenario they created because they are just trying to make everyone happy. Mistrust in someone's word is evident when you automatically don't believe what they say. For example, if someone makes plans with you but repeatedly cancels last minute with either valid reasons, especially if they're going through difficult times, or with not very valid or no reasons at all, you'll eventually just not trust their word anymore and expect that they will cancel on you after it has happened so many times. What you do with that will be up to you. You can choose to not make plans with them temporarily if what they're going through is current but will pass. You may choose to be disappointed or angry every single time and either tell them every time or hold it until you blow up at them for always wasting your time. You may take it personally and wonder why you're not important to them, when really you may have made yourself the easiest to cancel by seeming fine with it. You may decide to continue to make plans with them or be canceled on as no surprise and believe that this makes you a patient or understanding friend. You've got to do what feels right to you and what will resolve the problem for you instead of having it repeat. You can give them the benefit of the doubt and make them aware of it. And if they do apologize, didn't realize they were doing this, or stop doing it, your trust will begin to rebuild. Outside of that, the solution will be something that's dependent on you, your decisions and your actions, not trying to get them to change. And number three is clarity. That means without assumption. It also means without being silent when someone disagrees, which will look like agreement at the time if nothing to the contrary is stated. Then it will come out later that it was disagreement, and the person will be very confused because why didn't you say something the first time it was brought up? Lack of clarity means confusion and drama. We've all heard, say what you mean and mean what you say. There's good reason behind that cliche. The opposite happens quite a lot. You can't rush through building deep trust. It takes time to have different circumstances, situations, and experiences, which will either build or break trust. You cannot see how someone will act or react until they're in that moment. They may act or react the way you would have predicted or entirely differently, worse or better. If it ends up being worse, you may wish you'd never experienced that because you're unable to like or trust them as much afterward. But truth is, that's who they were before. You just couldn't see it until it was revealed with that experience. And if that type of circumstance is likely to repeat in the future, the way they reacted will likely repeat too, unless they have undergone some deep reflection and have remorse of how it all went down. You've got to accept who and how someone is, even if you wish that they were better, and even if it would make things better for everyone, even if you would have been there for them. Don't wish to unsee things. Be glad you saw them when you did, and not years later, after years of investment of your time and life. If you found out through circumstances that someone who you thought you were really close with was totally not there for you, trust has been broken. You can get mad at them, wish you could go back in time and somehow make them be there for you. You can regret being there for them when they were down because now you resent them for it. But all of this is just non-acceptance of truth. You've got to be honest with yourself and put yourself in a better position to not only have to rely on someone, to not have to rely on someone who has shown you that they are going to be unreliable to you. This is from Happiness in Your Life, Book 4, Trust, by me, Zantamata. Thank you.